What is up, everybody? The Buffalo Sabres have beaten both teams that appeared in last year's Stanley Cup Final by the same score, the Montreal Canadiens and Tampa Bay Lightning. Last place says who? Buffalo Sabres predict to finish in dead last this season. And they picked up points in their last five straight games, or not five straight, but you know what I mean. This team is unbelievable to watch. Yeah, they might not be the most talented. They may not have elite goal scoring or playmaking ability, but you know what they do? They grind out games. They grind out points. Like, granted, the second period looked atrocious. I don't think they got their first shot of the period until, halfway through. But, right around the 6-minute point of the second period, Jeff Skinner had a really good opportunity. And, I don't know what, from that point forward, momentum began to shift, and Buffalo just had Tampa on their heels the entire game. I can't stress enough. I've said this before. I'll keep saying it. In the neutral zone, they are dominating. They are having their zone entries are clean for the most part, especially there in the third period. All game, even in the second when they were struggling on their heels, they're creating turnovers on the boards. They're playing physical behind the net on the boards, and they're winning the battles in front of their net. I think that's the one thing that sticks out the most is the fact that it's just no longer a free-for-all for the opposing team in front of our net. Players are taking the body, tying up sticks, giving our goaltenders a free lanes of view. And let's just talk about Craig Anderson. Craig freaking Anderson. Vezina season, #Vezina season for Craig Anderson, because that guy is absolutely standing on his head. And you want to know what? I got something here. Come here, Dom. Come on. Woo! Yeah, buddy. Woohoo! What's up? Want a treat? Come on. Treat? Yeah? There you go. He doesn't want to catch it. He's not like Craig Anderson tonight. Craig Anderson's gobbling those pucks up, gobbling those biscuits up all night long, and I absolutely love it. I mean, that is just fun hockey to watch. Win or lose, that team is just fun to watch. Victor Olofsson with 2 goals tonight, and you want to know what? That guy is honestly, outside of Donnelly, one of the more improved players in this team. His 5-on-5 has been a lot better. A lot better. I don't know the analytics per se, but watching him 5-on-5, he hasn't been a turnover machine, and he's still creating chances. I believe both his goals today were 5-on-5. Granted, one was an empty netter, but still, this team is keeping it simple. They're shooting intentionally for rebounds. That goal by Olofsson, that was an intentional shot by Tage Thompson on a bad angle, knowing that he had Victor Olofsson driving to the net. That's a smart hockey play. Those are things you did not see this team do last season. And it's just such a breath of fresh air, man. I'm so excited to finally watch a team that cares and is going to grind every night. Isn't just there because they're getting paid. It's fun to watch. And I'm super excited. The Leafs lost again. Who isn't happy about that? Oh, God, man. I can't wait to watch Steve Tangle's LFR video tonight, because he's probably going to lose his mind again, especially when David Ayers was running the siren pregame. That probably drove Toronto fans nuts in Carolina. You love to see it. But, just get a few of your comments here. Let's go Buffalo, Mateo. Abso-freaking-lutely. Best kind, Duane. Best kind. Love it. This team just works. And, yeah, that was Dom the dog. I love it. So, it's so refreshing to not come on here and talk to you about negative thing after 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 negative thing. It's just so refreshing that it just so goes to show you how much a coach means. A good coach. This guy has a great resume before he ever was behind a Buffalo Sabres bench. I remember when Ralph Kruger was first fired, Dave Starman from NHL Network, knows a lot with college hockey. He messaged me personally, said, listen, Donnie Granato is an unbelievable coach, and you guys will not regret hiring him. He already knew. That guy knew that Donnie was the guy for the job, and who's to say that he isn't, man? I know we've had great starts before. We've gone 10-0 before with previous coaches, but this just looks like a different team. I think back to the days of Ted Nolan in the late 90s, even the Tank team. Now, granted, I know people have their opinions on Ted Nolan, 100%, maybe rightfully so. he was claimed he wasn't an X's O's guys, didn't run a system. I mean, to me, it's debatable. But you want to know what the players did do for Ted Nolan? The players skated through a wall for Ted Nolan. He was a motivator. He got the most out of mediocrity. And that is exactly what Don Granato is doing right now. He's getting the most out of mediocrity, if that's what you want to call it. I think some of these players are earning themselves contracts for next season, whether it's not for Buffalo with some other team. So I'm so over the moon, just excited with the style of hockey is playing, this brand of hockey, this no nonsense. We're going to hit you hard. We're going to hit you along the boards. We're going to create turnovers. We're going to possess the puck, and we're not going to beat you on talent, but we're going to put the X to the grindstone, whatever. And we're going to grind out points. This team is going to grind out, honestly. And this isn't meant to be said in a bad way. This team is going to grind out a lot of loser points this season because they're going to be able to take things to the final buzzer, tie it up, maybe have third periods, much like the second period where you're on your heels a lot, but maybe you get a great performance from Anderson and he keeps you in there to at least get that one loser point. Maybe you do lose an overtime or a shootout, but you want to know what? They're going to grind those games out. And I'm so over the moon with how this team has played. And I can't stress it enough, man. It's just such a fun brand of hockey to watch. And you see it in the comments here. You guys are just as excited as I am. Remember, too, we don't have Casey Middlestat, who, in my opinion, is probably your best center. He is your number one center right now. And you add that guy back to this lineup. You bring back Yoki Harju to play with Dali. Those two have some pretty good chemistry together. You're adding two really good pieces back to this lineup. I'm not going to sit here and say this is a playoff team or they're going to contend or come close to a playoff position. But you want to know what? It's going to be refreshing to not constantly look at the standings and wonder if we're close to last place. Are we going to be a lottery team? Are we going to have the best chances to win the lottery? Yeah, I want Shane Wright. Don't get me wrong. Who doesn't want that kid? That kid's going to be an absolute stud. Bernard next year, stud. But you want to know what? I'm happy to watch exciting hockey. If this is the type of play we're getting from this team, under this coach, under this staff, his staff too is doing a phenomenal job. I'm all in. I am all in. Let's go. Whatever. Who cares about winning the lottery? I mean, yeah, it'd be nice, but I'm just enjoying for once just watching fun hockey. Are you? Woo! Let's go. It's nice to not feel ashamed to have to wear your Sabres stuff in public because it's oh wow, yeah, they suck. I mean, right now, though, man, they're an absolute wagon. And you see all these teams. I mean, dude, that was the defending Stanley Cup champions. I'm so over the moon. And you beat Montreal. Granted, they were Carey Priceless and no Shea Weber. But still, they played in the finals last season. That was a good hockey team. You just beat the Tampa Bay Lightning, a team that won the Stanley Cup. Back-to-back defending Stanley Cup champions. They were considered the front runner this season to repeat and be a three-peat. I'm over the moon, guys. And I'm sure you guys all are too. Who isn't surprised by this hockey team? I mean, it's just been so much fun to watch. I that's the one word that I keep using. Fun. Fun. Hockey is fun again in Buffalo, New York. Thanks to Don Granato. And I'm going to give credit where credit is due with these guys that we couldn't stand last season. Kyle Okposo is really earning, I'm not going to say earning his $6 million contract, but you want to know what? He's going out there and doing his best as a leader. He's doing the best with the minutes he's being given, and he's not hurting this team this year. He's not. That in itself has been just extremely refreshing to see that I don't have to yell at Okposo every single game. I'm so over the moon. You just have to appreciate that they just keep working. Even in the losses, they didn't give up. Exactly. That's why this is enjoyable. And us as fans, one of my biggest points of contention over the last 5 years was the team, and not every single player, but the team as a whole, a good majority of these players didn't realize or didn't appreciate how much this team means to this city, means to me and you. And this team, it just seems like they realize it. And even though they're playing in front of barely a 50% crowd, they realize they're not holding it against us. I think they understand why that place isn't full every single game. And they understand that they have to earn our respect back. They have to earn our money back. They have to earn our time back because honestly, this organization has wasted it for close to a decade. But they're out there and they're doing it. They're doing their best because they know how much this matters to us. It matters to us. And I'm just absolutely over the moon. It's just so much fun to watch. I've always been a huge Craig Anderson fan, back to when his days in Ottawa, especially when he was in that playoff run with Ottawa and his wife was battling cancer, Nicole. I was big on that, man. I was really pumping Ottawa's tires. I was hoping they were going to get through this. I forget who they played in this in the conference finals. I think they came a game short, but it was just so much fun to watch. And he's such a good guy. His technique is damn near flawless. And for 40 years old, 41 years old, the guy's playing like a Vezina contender right now. I'm not going to sit here and say Craig Anderson for Vezina, but if he plays like this all season, I mean, he's in the conversation. I can't believe I'm saying that with less than 10 games into the season, but I don't know if it's sustainable, but the guy is playing on his head for this team, and his team is playing their asses off in front of him. They're not giving up second chances below the dots. They're keeping lanes open so he can see the puck. Yeah, he's going to have to pull a save out of his ass here and there. We've seen it tonight, but he's doing that. And you know what? This team is making things easier. You saw this team stick up from Gergensons the second he got pushed over by Colton. Who's Colton pushing over an AARP member? What an asshole. And Gergenson's right there in his face. This team sticks up for each other. Robert Hagg, big surprise, the guy who came back in the Ristolainen deal. He looks worlds better than Ristolainen. Give me that guy every single night for 12 minutes. I'm all on board for sure. I know he played against the top line. The top pair line of Stamkos today. But still, that's a guy you're going to get 12, 15 minutes from a night. And if he's going to play like that, then how can you be upset about that? Unbelievable, guys. I'm over the moon, extremely happy with the effort since the start of the season. There hasn't been a single game where I've looked at it and be like, you know what, man, they just got outplayed from start to finish. That has not happened yet. And last season, it was like a nightly basis. It was like they weren't prepared from puck drop. They were making stupid mental errors left and right. They weren't keeping it simple high and up the boards when you're in trouble. Fine. I think they, I think I forget how they, quiet places. They're sending puck to quiet places when they're in trouble. They're not trying to force pucks through traffic that don't have a chance. And another thing too is, like I said earlier when I started this, they are offensively, they're making high IQ plays. You see guys like Tage Thompson who use their body. Kajula on his breakaway today, shot out of a cannon, but he had a guy on him. He was using his shoulder, using his size and his body to protect the puck. And I think that ended up being the game-winning goal. I think it was the second goal, right at the end of the second period too, which is huge for momentum for any team. It hurts the other team because they give up a late goal going into the third period, and you're just coming out with a lot of swagger into that third period, which Buffalo did. Buffalo dominated that third period, 100%. Absolutely dominated that period. They had Tampa Bay on their heels. Just a fun game to watch. I get it. I know it wasn't Vasilevsky, but Brian Elliott's owned this team for friggin' 10 years. He's 17. Before tonight, he was 17-3-2. And now Craig Anderson records his 12th win versus Tampa Bay in his career. So, guys, I'm just through the roof excited about this team. I can't wait for the next game. I'm ready to let's fucking go. I'll leave it at that. I'm sure there's more to go over. The play of the guys like Ristolainen and Asplund tonight. Tage Thompson had a couple points. Dahlin, he's every single game he's looking more and more like the defenseman we drafted. Am I right or am I wrong? He pulls moves out of his ass, going through the middle of the ice and makes guys miss and just creates play. And if you give him space, if teams start to give that guy space, he's really going to make you pay for it. And like I said, we still don't have Casey Middlestat back or Henry Jokiharju, which is just going to make this team better. And I'm sure they're biting at the bit or whatever the saying is up in the press box. Just cannot wait to get back in this lineup to join this team and work as hard as they do every single night. So guys, remember this was brought to you by Outlet Liquor, the place to buy a case. What's your outlet? Make sure you get over there for all your alcohol needs for any Bills or Sabres games. Again, I say this every time when I go over to my buddy Greg Dazer's house for a Bills or Sabres game. I stop there on the way, pick up a case of beer or a bottle of liquor, whatever we're feeling that night, and we have a good time. So remember, Outlet Liquor, the place to buy a case. don't haste, buy a case. And you know what? I'll hang up and listen. And let's go Sabres.